Since this is around Oxford decision time right now, I thought I'd make a video about rejection, what my thoughts are on it, and my experiences with it. So, mostly in terms of universities, but also in more general terms. So, when I applied to universities, I applied to Cambridge, Imperial, Bristol, Warwick, and UCL. So, I interviewed for Cambridge and Imperial, ended up being rejected, pulled and then rejected from Cambridge, and I got an offer from Imperial, which affirmed, but then ended up not meeting the offer for it. I ended up here in Bristol. So I thought I'd make a video about what I think about this halfway through first year down the line. So for me personally, sure, getting into Cambridge or Imperial is great, but and it's probably better. They're both better universities in Bristol. But I think it's kind of like being a billionaire versus being a millionaire. Sure, it's a lot better to get into a better university, but at the end of the day, you can probably achieve most of the things you want to achieve going to a worse university. So, for example, going to Bristol, workload is easier than it would have been at Cambridge or Imperial, which gave me more time to adjust to being independent and do some of my own activities outside of university. So, for example, I've been getting back into playing guitar, and I've also been doing a lot of career related things. For example, applying to internships and stuff, which I probably wouldn't have as much time to do if I went to Imperial or Cambridge. So that's something to consider. But going to a worse university isn't actually, at the end of the day, worse for you, because there are still some advantages which I get here, which I wouldn't have gotten there for you. Because if you go to a worse university than you originally intended to, you're probably going to be doing better than most of the students, and you'll be a big fish in a smaller pond, which in some ways can have advantages that you might not get if you went to a better university and were a worse student there. And I think that it's really important to learn to deal with things like rejection early on, because at university stage, especially in the UK, it's a lot more sheltered. You only apply to 5, and you know for sure if you're going to get a decision or not, and they all have a deadline, and there's a good chance that you'll get an offer. Whereas later on, once you start university, so for example, in my personal experience, applying to internships is a lot worse because you have no sort of deadline. You have to look for every application yourself, and there is no set guides or standardized way to apply. Everybody does it differently, and you don't know if they're going to reply. They might just ghost you. They might give you a rejection 4 months down the line, or they might just take 6 months to get back to you, and then they might invite you to an interview or something like that. Which means that it's going to be a lot worse. When you apply to universities, you're probably going to get 3 or 4 offers out of 5, whereas for jobs outside of it after uni and internships, it's going to be a lot worse. So for me personally, I think that a good way to think about it is to first understand mentally that even if you get rejected, it's not that much worse. You're not going to be losing that much. Sure, it's still great to try to aim for the top, because realistically, even if you expect to not get anywhere near the top, if you aim higher, your chances are you're going to end up in a better place at the end of the day. The first part is to mentally understand that it's not the end of the world if you get rejected or you don't get a response. And then after that, I think there's still an emotional part which you will have when you'll feel upset when you get rejected. So once you've experienced rejection in one form or another enough, you'll eventually get emotionally desensitized to it. Then you'll be able to handle it better, and it won't affect you as much. You'll be able to still keep a positive mindset, which is important because for me, I'll probably make another video on this later on, but for internships, I had made over 40 applications, and I only got 1 or 2 offers. So it's a lot worse than applying to 5 universities and getting 3 offers. And if you get hung up on every rejection, then you might stop applying. But at the end of the day, for outside of those 5 after you have that limit of 5 universities, after that limit is gone, when you apply to jobs, everybody's going to be applying to more, and getting a good offer will be essentially a game of numbers. And not getting hung up on rejections will let you apply more. Message for me for today. Follow my Instagram, which there will be a link in the description. If you have any questions, either message me on Instagram or on Reddit. I'll try to reply to you on either platform. So have a nice day. Bye bye.